Hey guys, today I'm going to be telling you about a plugin that I know all of you are going to appreciate. The frustrating part about this is I know there's not enough of you out there that are actually using this plugin, and I'll show you how I know that in just a second. So going through and finding all of the plugins that require updates can be a little bit tedious. Well, today we're going to be talking about a plugin that does all the hard work for you, and then you just have to go in and do your updates. That plugin, of course, is called UpdateChecker, and it's available from Orange's site. So it's not available from the UMod site. It's only available from Orange's site. I'll put a link to it in the video description down below, like I always do. So we're going to go through this really small plugin, but very helpful tool. So stay tuned, check it out. Hey guys, welcome back to Rust Admin Academy, where I teach you guys the very best tips and tricks to owning and operating a Rust server. On this channel, I do a lot of plugin reviews and tutorials to hopefully show you some of the pitfalls and traps that you might fall into as you're setting up your servers. If you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing so that you stay up to date on everything that we're working on. And of course, if you take any value out of this video, at the end of it, make sure you toss me a big thumbs up. If you want to make contact with me on any of my socials, of course, those are all the links up above me right now. I'll also put them as clickable links in the video description down below. I am active on all social media, so I'm very easy to make contact with. If this channel and what I'm doing here seems like something that you might want to support one day, you can check me out at patreon.com/srtbull. Along with having special Discord permissions, you also get your name mentioned during every video for as long as you are a patron. All right, so let's get into UpdateChecker. So if you navigate over to Orange's website, and if you've never been there before, you need to go check it out. He's got plugins available on this website that are not available anywhere else on the internet. So if you're looking for some of these plugins on UMod, guess what? You're not going to find them. You can only get them from Orange's personal website. Like I said before, link in the video description down below to get to his website, as well as I'll put another link directly to the plugin that we're talking about today. So the bone that I want to pick with my viewers is this number right here tells me how many people have downloaded this plugin. And at the time of the recording of this video, it's at 237 people. That means there's only 237 Rust server owners out there that want to take a step towards automating their process of actually updating their plugins. So if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you're a server owner and you want to make things easier for yourself. Well, this plugin is exactly one of those tools. So make sure you go over and download this plugin and check out the other plugins that Orange has on his site. So in a couple of days, I want to see this number go to at least 500, at least 500. I know there's over 8,000 servers out there, and every single server owner should be running this plugin. Okay, that's enough of a rant. Let's actually get into UpdateChecker. I'm going to go ahead and download UpdateChecker. I'm going to install it onto my test server. If you've never seen how to install a UMod plugin, make sure you check the video in the top right hand corner right now. It shows you exactly what to do and what to expect as you're installing a plugin. As soon as we install the plugin, we should get a response similar to this one. If there's no errors and no problems, this is what it's going to look like. UpdateChecker was compiled successfully. Loaded plugin UpdateChecker 1.2.9 by Orange. The configuration file for UpdateChecker is a very simple one. The first line of the configuration file is just telling the plugin how often you actually want the plugin to check for an update on all of your plugins. So by default, this is set to 3600 and this is measured in seconds. So every 3600 seconds, the plugin will automatically check and display you a report of which plugins need to be updated. You can also do this manually. We're going to get to that in just a second. Another cool feature of this plugin is you can actually set it up so that the plugin will report to a Discord channel instead of just to your server console. So if you're familiar with setting up Discord webhooks, you're going to find this process incredibly easy. If you've never set up webhooks in the past, check out this address that they have inside the plugin configuration file, and it teaches you how to set up webhooks. And then the next line down below that is which plugins do you want UpdateChecker to actually ignore? So for example, if you have a plugin that is not listed on UMod, therefore UpdateChecker can't actually check for an update, you might want to put that plugin on this list of ignored plugins. Custom plugins, plugins from Chaos Code, wherever you might be getting your plugins that isn't from UMod, you might want to consider putting those plugins on this list. So that basically sums up the configuration file for UpdateChecker. Like I said before, this is a really tiny plugin. There's not a whole lot to it, but it is an incredibly useful tool that everyone should be using. As far as permissions goes, there aren't any. So there's nothing game side that you'll ever use on this plugin. So there's no chat commands, there's no permissions, there's nothing like that. The only command that this plugin actually uses is on your server console. So if you're using Rust admin or if you have direct access like I do, that's where you'll execute the manual command if you're not using the timed feature that is built into the plugin. So the command that you'll use in your server console or Rust admin or whatever Archon program that you're using is very simple. It's just check plugins, all lowercase, no space. And as you can see there, it spit out a report of plugins that are not found. So these are plugins that I would put on that ignore list because they're not available from the UMod site. Therefore, what's the point in even checking them? And then down below that, it says the following plugins are outdated. So it just gives you a really simple list. Then you can go to the UMod website and grab the most recent version of that plugin, dump it onto your server, you're done. And then once you've done all of that, you can do the same command again, just making sure that all of your plugins are actually up to date. So just as a bit of a sidebar on this plugin though, I have found one singular problem with it. There's something going on in the back end where it triggers the request for a whole bunch of information that we can't actually manually give to the plugin. I'm going to actually see if I can replicate this problem so that you guys are knowing exactly what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here right now is actually more for Orange. I want Orange to see this. I don't know if he watches my videos or not. I hope he does. So if I can make this plugin actually create the error that I think I can make it do, this is for Orange. And if I can actually make it happen so that I can display it on the screen, I'll give you my version of the workaround to fix it so that it doesn't actually happen. And the reason for that is because if this actually happens, it can potentially stall out your server. It doesn't kick it offline, but it does make it so that nobody can join your server and all of the existing players will get kicked out of your server. So this is why I'm kind of making a big deal about it. I'm hoping that I can show you exactly what happens so that you recognize it when you see it. And this is also for Orange so that hopefully this will help him diagnose the problem and then fix it on future versions. Okay, perfect. So it actually didn't take very long in order to create this error. So I'm actually going to go find the error in my log so that I actually have a hard copy of it. But this is what you should expect to see. At the very end of the error, it actually is asking you for some sort of a CAPTCHA. It also looks like maybe it's looking for Steam logins. It's basically showing you a lot of stuff that's actually happening inside the plugin that you should never see as the end user. So Orange, this is for you. I'm going to go right now and try and get the actual report from my log so I can display that somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to display it, but I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so I did actually find the report of the error, which is great. So it shows up in your Oxide logs, which Orange, if you've never seen that before, which I know you have because you're a developer, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but if you haven't, that's where you'll find it, is your most recent Oxide log. So my understanding of this error is it only happens when the plugin runs automatically. So if you're only ever using the manual checking system, so using the actual command check plugins, this error won't occur. The only time I've ever seen this error happen is when the plugin is running the report automatically. So if you are getting this error and you do want to get rid of it, what I would suggest that you do is just change the timer interval to 0 so that hopefully it never automatically checks for updates. All right, so that basically sums up UpdateChecker by Orange. It is not available from the UMod website. You have to get it from Orange's website. Like I said before, link in the description. All right, guys, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to show you. Be sure to stay tuned. I put out a new video every Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So until then, make sure you guys are staying safe and taking care of each other. Make good choices, and I'll see you guys next Friday.